episode 118 of McRae Live. The date today is Thursday, October the 29th, 2020. It's 12:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm coming to you live from the VoiceMann Studios in Toronto, Canada. It is also my brother Neil's 50th birthday today. Happy birthday to my brother Neil, who turns the big 50. He's the one that got me into Halloween. He's the one that got me into horror movies when I was just a wee lad back in the mid-1980s. I love that track. Hey, welcome. That's right. This is episode 118 of McRae Live, and today I will be watching Blum Fest. And I want you. That's right. That's my 3D version of McRae Live. You. It's like the cheesy Friday the 13th, you know, and they have like the baseball bat, you know, and the bat comes really close to the, ooh, wow. Hey, back in the early 80s, that was 3D. I'm watching Blumfest. You can watch it along with me. Now, I was going to stream it so you could see it with me while I'm watching it. You wouldn't be able to hear it, of course, but I thought, I don't know how Blumhouse feels about me. You never know. So I thought, you know what, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should do this like a two dudes and some bullshit episode where you guys can watch along with me. So have me up, right? And have another window up where you also have Blumfest. Now, here is where you can find, now it's not on yet. It's happening at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 minutes from now. 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 10 minutes from now. My cat is playing with some sort of elastic band at my door there. She's so cute. I was like, what the hell is that noise? Okay, so here is I will give you the link. It's going into the chat room right now. This is the link to Blumhouse's YouTube channel right there. That is their YouTube channel. Here is the link to their Facebook page. This is their Facebook page, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe both on both pages, Facebook and YouTube, Blumfest will be broadcasting. I believe, anyway, it's one or the other. I think it's both. As far as I know, I think it's both, because on their official Facebook page, it does say there, youtube.com/Blumhouse Productions and facebook.com/Blumhouse. So yes, I supplied you with the links. Bring those up. They're starting hopefully in 10 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to the Halloween kill stuff, because I know that's why you're here. I know that's why you're tuning in. Really, that's what you care about. I mean, do you care about Freaky? Not really. Do you care about the Craft Legacy? Not really. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not why you're tuning in. I mean, let's be honest. At least for those of you that are watching me, it's not why you're tuning in. You're tuning in because you want to know what's going to happen with Halloween kills. Well, it's interesting. The last couple of days have been interesting. The other day, there's a couple of sources I have for various things. And the one person that I've been sort of kibitzing back and forth in regards to this week is the same individual who told me that, do you remember on the show the other day, I said that he said, there's the panel, yes, and a little more. Do you remember that? Well, after I got off the show that day, I was done the show, and after I got offline, or online, I guess, after I got on offline, or however the hell whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. Anyways, when I was done my show, later that afternoon, he texted me and he said, he said there's more than one treat coming. Now, I don't know, and again, he's told me things outright, and he's told me things in sort of code before too, because he's got to watch himself as well. Now, I've never divulged who this person is, obviously, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to get him into trouble. So he sometimes will tell me a lot of information. Sometimes he'll tell me bits and pieces of information, and that's up to him. He has to make that judgment call of what he feels comfortable in letting me know, how much he can let me know, right? He has his own reasons for that, and I completely understand that. So I never pry. I mean, sometimes I'm like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, can you tell me a little more? But he has to make the decision of how much. It would depend on what he's talking about, what we're talking about, what level we're talking about, there's a variety of variables of why he would tell me more information about something else and less information about something else. So he hasn't told me a lot. I suspect he has his reasons why. But that's what he said. Now, there was somebody that informed me on Twitter that there was another guy who I'd never heard of. His name is Ryan Freeman, I think. And apparently he's an executive producer on Halloween Kills. I've never heard of this guy. And he himself a day or so ago said something like there's more treats coming or something like that. Now, they didn't say in regards to kills. I think they just said throughout the week, but because they're talking about Halloween and he's a producer on Halloween, I assume that's what he meant. So anyways, they texted me the image of what he had said. And sure enough, that now he's not my source. I don't know who Ryan Freeman is. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. But I do find it interesting that both him and the guy that I deal with use the same lingo. And so that's fascinating. If anything, that just corroborates sort of that we might be in the right ballpark here, right? Fascinating stuff. What? I don't know. I have some ideas, but I don't want to say too much because I don't want to set unrealistic expectations for you and then have everybody go, but Dave, you said. I didn't say anything. Yes, you said. Hey, calm down, you son of a. Anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what exactly happens here and what we can expect. I suspect, I don't know how long this thing's going to run. Do we know how long this thing's going to run? I have no idea. I suspect they'll save the Halloween, unless they're doing it all together. Like, are we going to have it? Is this going to be like a Zoom call? I imagine this is pre-recorded. I don't think they're going live today. I imagine that this is pre-recorded shit that we're going to see. But are they doing this all at once? I mean, we know very little information about this. We don't know what time Freaky's going to be talked about. Craft's going to be talked about. Halloween Kill. Is this an all-day event starting at 1? Is it going to be an hour long and they get everybody in? No idea. Unless that information is out there now, I have no idea what time or what to, are we going to, I mean, is this going to be a 6-hour show today for us to just kind of hang out? Well, I did go 5 hours with the Billy-a-thon back in the summer, but I hope I don't have to do that. I hope that they can wrap all this up within an hour or so and we can get to the kill stuff. I suspect because really, Halloween Kills is the anchor here, right? And Craft Legacy and Freaky are sort of the opening acts, let's say. I suspect Halloween Kills will be the last thing because they want you to tune in for the entire thing. And they know that there will be a lot of people, if you lead with Halloween Kills, there will be a lot of people that will tune in for that and then tune out afterwards. And they don't want that. This is all part of marketing, right? So I suspect, although I don't know, that they will lead with Freaky and the Craft and all that stuff, and we'll have to grin and bear it. Who knows, right? And then they'll end with the Halloween Kills stuff. That's what I suspect. Whether that is true, I don't know. I have no idea. But just knowing, how these things usually go when you have a sort of a tentpole anchor, main draw, right? You don't want to peak too soon, right? So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. I know there's lots of people that want to see a poster. There's lots of people that want to see a full-length trailer. I don't expect you're going to get a full-length theatrical trailer like the one they were going to release this past summer. Anything's possible, but I'm not getting that feeling with the kibitzing back and forth that I've had with somebody who would know. So, nah, I'm not really feeling it. But again, you never know. You never know. But there's going to be something. By all accounts, that's what I'm hearing. That's apparently what this other guy is saying. And he's connected, of course, right? There's others in the space as well that I think are hearing things too. So we'll see. I just don't know how long it's going to take to get to this. What do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to see? We got 332 people watching. Not a record for me, though. Believe it or not, that's a lot of people, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. The record for me was, I think I went live this time last year when they released some behind-the-scenes stuff for when they were shooting Halloween Kills. Well, I guess it would have been a bit earlier because I think by now they were done. end of September, beginning of October, somewhere around there. And I had something like 540 something people tune in. It was insane. That's the most I've ever had watch me live at one time, is 500 and something. Bruce and I were able to do it when they released the first images of Halloween 2018, you know, with Michael in the closet and all that kind of stuff. Bruce happened to be over at my place when that happened, when those dropped. That was about April of 2018, and we went live to talk about it. We had like 500 and something. And then I broke that record a year and a half later, just barely. And say it was like 506 we hit, and then I hit like 520 or something. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to 550 today. Maybe we'll get to 600 today. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. 347 people watching. All of you are amazing. Where are you when I'm not talking Halloween? We don't care. We don't care, McRae. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. The feeling's mutual. What are you guys saying? DXS5 says, we still haven't gotten a complete reveal of the mask. So a few pictures of the mask would be cool. Well, it would be cool for fans' sake, but you know, they probably want to keep that sucker fairly hidden. Maybe they'll show you glimpses, but wouldn't it be nice to see that thing on the, in its full sort of, you know, in its full reveal when you go watch the movie on October the 15th, 2021? Isn't that what you want? No! Yes, it is. Come on. Maybe it is. I don't know. Who knows? Mr. No Name says, hey, Dave, saw your FB post about wanting a Halloween game. Yes, I made a video where I talked all about that like 2 years ago. Pig Farmer and Puppet Combo have made some Michael Myers games on PC that you should check out. I believe some are free to play. Yeah, I've seen I don't know if I've seen those, but I have seen a lot of the games you're talking about. And you know, they're fun, right? I mean, there's a lot of potential there. But I think it would be amazing to have a fully, I mean, this is never going to happen. The rights it would take to do this, the detail, I mean, a fully fleshed out Halloween GTA type of game where you can travel all around Haddonfield. You can unlock masks and characters and vehicles. You can play as Michael Myers. You can play as Dr. Loomis. You can play as Laurie Strode, Annie, whatever. You can play with whatever, whoever. You can go anywhere. You have to unlock the Myers house, and then you can go in. You have to unlock the Strode house and the Doyle house, you know, and the Wallace house. You can unlock, you know, the sanitarium. You can I'm telling you, man. But like the graphics are not like, they are like GTA level graphics. Like I'm talking like, if you're going to do it, you do it right. That's what I'm talking about. I think it would be amazing. Let's check what's going on now. Nothing going on the Blumhouse Facebook page yet. But don't worry. I'm sure they are. Okay, it says upcoming videos 1:25 p.m. So it looks like we have about another 25 minutes to go before they go live. It looks like they want to go live at 1:25 p.m. There could be a variety of reasons for that. Could also be because they're waiting for people to tune in. You know, they want that spillover, right? They want to wait for people to get acquainted and seated. So we got it. It looks like we probably got about another 25 minutes to listen to me ramble here. But remember, you're not going to be seeing the panel on this channel because I don't want to run into any copyright issues. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, if Blumhouse is like, no, go ahead and do it. It's fine. Well, then I'd do it. But I have no idea how they feel about me. So I would rather not do that. But what I want you to do is I want you to go to Blumhouse's official YouTube channel, Blumhouse's official Facebook page. All right. Either or, you don't have to go to both, but either or. And that's where you're going to be watching the panel live. And I want you to have me up at the same time. So you got to have me up at the same time in two separate windows. We can do this now. It's 2020. It's not complicated, folks. Okay. Yes, you can. It's all right. And then we can watch along together. And as you're watching and listening to the panel, you're listening to me as well. Maybe you have the panel down low and you're listening to me, or maybe you have me muted and you're just listening to the panel. Who knows? I have no idea. And then you just see me going. I mean, I'm sure some people will mute me, no doubt. If it were me, I'd have like both volumes kind of up a little bit simultaneously, kind of, you know, so I can hear both, and shit, you kids can do that. And we'll watch along together. We'll watch along together like an episode of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun, ladies and germs. Let me see here. Super chat comes in from Cobra Dojo. Thank you, Cobra. It says, a poster and a long trailer is what we deserve. Well, at the end of the day, fans... Yes, look, the whole deserve thing, I always take with a grain of salt, because this is a business. And at the end of the day, they could not release anything today and just have the panel, and you will still go watch Halloween Kills in the theater next year. And they know that. Now, would it be good PR to release something today? Yes. Not because you deserve it, or not just because you feel you deserve it, but because it's Halloween. It makes sense. It's good business sense, right? They could have released this last month, but why didn't they? They could have released this in August, but why didn't they? They're waiting for the most opportune time that's going to have the most eyeballs on it. And, it makes sense to do that. Let's release it in October. Let's wait till then to do it. Do we deserve it? Deserve sounds like, and I'm not saying that you mean it this way, but deserve to me sounds like, we deserve it. You like a whiny little fucking fanboy. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you're like that. I'm just saying when I hear people loosely toss around that, it makes me feel, it's like, no, you'll get what you get. You'll get it when you get it. And maybe it's because I understand how that side of it works. Maybe it's because I'm not as emotionally attached to all this as some of you might be. But certainly I do think it's very good PR, and the fans have been very patient to give them something. But I just think that, it's just the whole, you don't deserve. It's like, look, if we look at this as a very basic, simple sort of pure thing, do the fans deserve something right now? In the simplest understanding of the word, sure, yeah, because it's, you want to throw the fans a bone, and I mean that in the nicest way possible, because we've been waiting, the pandemic's been, and they're in a position of power where they can do that. Now, it's not just up to Blumhouse. We have to remember that, okay? Blumhouse is the production company. Universal is the distributor. So there's many heads that have says here, and many stages and phases of approval before something can just be dropped. Jason Blum can't wake up one morning and just go, you know what? Let's just drop that fucking trailer today. Do it now. Come on. He can't do that. Does he have say? Sure. But it's much more complicated than that. So, but I do agree that I think it's a great PR move, and I think it's good for the fans. It's good for the fans, right? It's like what they did on July the 8th when they announced that, hey, Halloween Kills is not coming out this year. They knew that people would be upset, so they sweetened the deal with a 30-second teaser, right? That's what they did. And that's deliberate. That's calculated. That's here's some dog shit, but here's some icing. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what it is. So today, I don't think they're going to be delivering any dog shit, which is good. So maybe it'll just be all icing. So I'm excited to see. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say a long trailer. No, I don't think you deserve that. I mean, maybe you feel you deserve it, but there's reasons why as I've said 1,000 times, these decisions are never arbitrarily made. They're never arbitrarily made. There are very specific, calculated, and deliberate reasons for release dates of everything, whether that's movies, television spots, radio spots. The kids are like, what the fuck's a radio? Trailers, teasers, teaser posters, official posters, very specific marketing strategies around that. So we'll see what happens. Super chat comes in from, let's see here. MJ Lawrence says, yeah, Dave. Oh, let me just see here. Want to make sure we're not. Oh, wait, Blumfest is on. Blumfest is on, folks. Blumfest is on. All right. Blumfest is on. Let's move over to It's on. Thank you, Frank. MJ Lawrence says, yeah, Dave. Dave is going to stream to live right here on this channel, and he basically promised a full... Dave is going to... Me? I'm going to stream it live on this channel? Basically promised a full trailer today? No, I didn't promise that. I didn't say I was going to stream it live here. That's not correct, my man. So move over to the official Blumhouse Facebook page and the official Blumhouse YouTube channel, and let's watch this thing.
Of being an astral projector, of being a traveler. And what does that do? Because after
all right.
Are we still hypnotized? Is there still
there we go.
What does that do to your life?
It's on, ladies and germs. Let's watch this thing together.
So there are all these themes.
Oh, relax, people. Fuck. It's on. Then watch it. Then turn me off and turn it on, for fuck's sakes. Calm your tits. All right, here we go.
By the way, even prior to Insidious, I did a little
all right.
when he was 3 years old. So for me, if I'm going to
I love Jason Blum's shirt. I love his shirt. This is great.
for my first movie that I'm going to direct,
This is great.
this guy
Blumfest. Blumfest shirt, ladies and germs. Let me just move this up so I can see all of you lovely people. And this. Okay. There we go. We got what's his face there, Patrick Wilson, right? If I'm not mistaken, probably talking about The Conjuring. It's all interviews. We're fucked. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Dave, you said you were streaming Halloween Kills today. What happened? I didn't say I was. Who said I was streaming Halloween Kills today? Or are you just making a joke? Maybe you're making a joke. Thanks, Frank, for putting that in the in there. Appreciate that. Awoken Nightmare says they announced Insidious 5 with Patrick Wilson directing. Oh, did they? Okay, well, there you go. Okay, Insidious 5. I really don't give a shit about Insidious 5. But,
Talk about your relationship. It's got to be kind of surreal.
well, if you want to watch what I'm watching,
Then to come back to it one more time.
then you need to... See, I can't do this for copyright reasons. Okay? So what you have to do is you have to... It's not rocket science, people. You have to bring both windows up. That's what you have to do. Okay, I didn't say that I was watching I said I was watching the panel live. I didn't say that you would be watching it with me. You set that expectation on yourself. Okay, and I even specified that at the beginning of the stream as well a couple of times to bring up both windows. You guys need to do that. It's very important that you do that. Or just or cancel me out and go watch it. Don't watch me if you don't want to listen to me. Go watch the thing, right? And then come back and watch this afterwards. That might be the better thing to do.
Sometime in 2022.
Okay, I can take that. I can take that to the bank.
See, an Insidious 5 with Patrick Wilson directing doesn't excite me. Does that excite anybody else?
Check it out. So
I'm not excited about that.
You guys both were doing this. Patty, get some sleep. He's working.
Darren, I'm unsubscribing. You promised us the whole movie. Oh, it's unbelievable. Darren, I'm going to miss you, man. It's nice having you around. By the way, The Slaughtered Lamb, Frank Riker, Darren Sands. You got to check them out. All right.
I am so excited to introduce our very special guest for this panel. She is the head of Amazon Studios. Please welcome Jennifer Sulky. Hi, Jennifer.
Good morning, everybody.
The head of Amazon Studios, Jennifer Sulky?
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
It's an exciting thing to do today because there's so much to celebrate. Just recently, Amazon and Blumhouse released 4 new titles. They hit the platform, and the Twitter sphere was all a-buzzing, talking about...
Yeah, but is anybody excited for an Insidious 5? Seriously. I love the first Insidious. I thought the second one was okay. The third one, never saw the fourth one. Do we need a fifth one? I don't think we do. I just am curious.
Jason and I have a great relationship, and we started talking early on about what we were going to do, and that Fast Company panel was a great place to kind of plan.
And like I suspected, right, they're not leading with Halloween Kills, right? They're leading with all this other information first, and they will more than likely end with Halloween Kills because that's the anchor, and that makes sense. Right now, we have the head of Amazon Studios talking about...
Our marketing and social org, along with Blumhouse, have been
yeah, just what they're doing with Blumhouse, which makes sense. That makes sense. That's cool. That's cool. Arturo Lopez says Insidious 5 is a direct sequel where Dalton is grown up. I don't mind.
I know Jason and I were both the materials that we saw.
Wait. Is Insidious 5 a direct sequel? You have to excuse me because obviously I missed the first few minutes of the stream because I was talking and answering a question. It's funny how David's live. Dave. Well, then go and watch it and shut me up. Fuck, you're adults. I would have figured it out. Wait, the
Incredible is separately, both Blumhouse and
like, are they negating
doing stuff like
2 through 4?
so many different
And Insidious 5 is a direct sequel to 2 or to 1 or to 2?
One Night in Miami.
I just don't understand.
Together to highlight
Really?
diversity in genre.
Somebody's got to let me know because I missed the first few minutes because I was yabbering.
This was sort of,
It's a sequel to 2. It's a sequel to 2. It's a sequel to 2?
sure made it even more.
Okay, so it's a direct sequel to 2, but not negating 3 and 4.
I forget. I think it was actually Jen. We were going to start out.
Are they negating 3 and 4, or are they just putting this part 5 in the middle between 2 and 3? 3 and 4 happened before the... Oh, that's right. You're right. Excuse me. You're right. You're absolutely right. JM Horror Guy, you're right. You're absolutely correct. That's right. 3 and 4 happened. And the reason why I forgot about that is because it's a pet peeve of mine. I do not like movies getting emotionally attached to a linear line and then telling me to go backwards and all this good fucking shit happened before all this. I don't like it. That's why I forgot about it. You are absolutely correct. That's right. Insidious 3 and 4 are prequels. Evil Alex says that as well. You are correct. My mistake. I forgot about that. Yeah. I'd be more excited if it was James Wan coming. Is Patrick Wilson going to be in Insidious 5? Or is he just directing it? Is he in it or is he just directing it?
Get a chance for these new young voices to find, larger platforms.
Let me know.
Again, they're just really
Because if he's in it with Rose Byrne, well, maybe,
so enjoyable to watch. And one of my favorites, we actually are going to
You guys are funny.
a special guest from one of the
I'm live streaming an episode of the Flintstones today. You guys should tune in. You guys should tune into the Flintstones. I got this fucking... Put that over here.
First of all, Black Box, that role, I think it's just so incredible what you guys were able to do because it's a film that
Yes,
really
and directing.
highlights what
He is in it and he's directing it. Okay.
will go to
Okay.
their family because
And starring.
character, a widower,
All right. Is Rose Byrne coming back?
but he's
Did they announce that?
such a dedicated father.
Because I was yabbering.
Goes back to that. So talk about the family at the center.
Preston says, I was promised Bill Block. Where's Bill Block? Oh, Bill Block's going to be on, folks. Bill Block is definitely coming on here.
That was the thing that really moved me about the piece. It is a story about family. It's not the genre element is...
Jason Blum, if you're watching, because this is totally pre-recorded. You have to put those shirts up. Those shirts will sell. Blumfest. Those shirts will sell. Those shirts will sell. There's already a few people here in the chat that said they would buy one. So I think you should definitely buy it. LagTag20 says, how will you feel if the mask of the shape will show up in the clip or poster or teaser? Depends on how it's done, right? As long as there's some mystery and mystique around it and you're just kind of giving the essence of it, I'm okay with it. Darren Sand says, does Blum live in an Apple store? Yeah. all those fine lines and everything's so clean, and it does it does kind of look like that. It does kind of look like that.
We would literally lay down our lives for. So seeing the extent that you and Felicia Rashad.
This is a good idea, though. I mean, my hat's off to Jason Blum and the crew for doing this, because I do think it's a good idea. Obviously, this was conceptualized because of the pandemic, but this could be an annual thing, and they're definitely big enough now. I noticed that Blumhouse doesn't have many more subscribers than me. That's hilarious at the end of the day. But then again, who's going to Blumhouse's YouTube channel? That's funny. But anyway, it's a good idea. And they're a big enough production company now with a lot of material out there that they are producing or financing, with the streaming and with the movies now. They're growing to be quite big, that they can do this kind of thing and people will tune in.
Star was pretty great too.
And it will only continue to grow. It will only continue to grow.
she's amazing. There are so many.
Like,
She has my.
This is such an intimate kind of thing. I almost feel like I'm on with them and that I want to be like, yeah. So, Jason, tell us about your shirt there. How did you come up with the name?
With the way she's looking.
It's just kind of funny. Chastity Smith says, I seen Jamie Lee Curtis live on Twitter now. It's hard to believe how different she looks from the movies to real life. Can't wait to see how she looks and kills. I saw her in person at the premiere of Halloween 2018 here in Toronto, and she looked stunning. I mean, mind you, she's made up to look, you know, she's got the makeup on and the hair. She's on the red carpet, right? But she looked great. She looked great in person. But with her makeup off or just a little makeup, kind of casual with her, you know, around, you know, out and about and around her house, yeah, a lot of people look different. Anyway, I guess we're ending this here. We're moving on. Oh,
Jennifer, I know it's all fun to sort of like relive past glory.
see what they're saying.
I hear that we're going to be breaking some news right here and now.
Breaking news right now, folks, with Amazon Prime.
We're so excited to announce the next 4 films in the installment on Amazon Prime.
The next 4 films in the installment on Amazon Prime. What are they?
To this one, what are we looking to do?
Live right here.
Well,
on McRae Live.
The movie's very scary. They'll all be original titles. We're gonna touch on some different themes. We're gonna touch on like institutional horror. We're gonna touch on some phobias that people have. And hopefully the movies will be very, very grounded and continue to be super, super scary. 3 of the movies are shot, and we have one left to film.
Wow. Well, I don't have to just take your word for it. We have some
Fascinating.
folks here with us today that are going to give us a little bit more.
Now, hopefully you can hear this, right? You can't see it, but hopefully you can hear this. That was my goal, by the way. You can hear this if you're watching after the fact.
This is, of course, starring Barbara Hershey, where she plays a nursing home resident.
Hopefully Blumhouse won't give me any issues.
By a sinister presence,
Now, hopefully you can hear
seemingly
this, right? You can't see it, but hopefully you can.
So, please welcome Axel Carolyn to our Welcome to the Blumhouse panel. Hey, Axel. So, Axel, talk about casting Barbara. I mean, this is her second time in the Blumverse as it was after Insidious, and this is a different look for her again.
I was so lucky to get to work with Barbara. I've been a huge fan for a very long time. I grew up watching The Entity, which is probably very inappropriate for a young kid, but it was just, it's one of those movies that really struck me growing up. I love her in Insidious. I love her in Black Swan. I think she's such an icon and such a genre icon as well. And she, not only does she bring a lot of reality to all the supernatural parts, because there's a lot of
it's pre-recorded
things happening in this movie that you need to keep grounded and that you really need to sell. And she's such a great actress, and she really does that very naturally. But on top of that, she's fearless.
Now, we can all hear that, right? You've been hearing this the whole time, correct?
And she, because this is a movie that deals with
no, I know that. I know you can hear it.
illness and like
I just don't want to show it. I decided to let you guys hear it and not show it, and hopefully Blumhouse will be okay with me doing that.
Really went for it, and
It's free advertising. Hopefully they will.
It was just a great experience.
Thank you so much, Axel. And that's not it. We're going to go into our second entry of the next 4 films. This is, of course, Black as Night. Black as Night is going to be a fun and exciting horror tale that is about New Orleans vampires, where a teenage girl and her friends are forced to face their fears and battle vampires. Let us welcome here the director, Marite Go. Welcome, and tell us about Black as Night, because New Orleans is a spot where it's like gothic horror. But I'm just curious.
New Orleans is a great city.
Go ahead and do a different sort of like genre.
It's a great city.
Action in this sort of like Southern Gothic location.
Thank you so much for having me.
So this,
you know, we picked New Orleans because it has so much history and culture, and there's vampire societies there and witches. So it's a perfect city to be making this type of story.
If you're just tuning in, folks, what you're listening to is the Blumfest stream. I decided from the beginning to let you guys hear it. Of course, I'm also talking over it. That's why I encourage you to watch after the fact as well on your own.
You know, it's
but I split the difference. Instead of showing it, I'll let you hear it, because you don't know what YouTube's going to do, right? With copyright and stuff. So hopefully Blumhouse will be all right with the audio for you guys to hear this.
So exciting and refreshing, and I had such a joy making it.
Black as Night.
Well,
I'm excited
ready
about
to
that.
do it. I love teen horror comedy stuff. I especially also love.
It's a
the
great segue
idea
into
of
Freaky.
Doing anything in New Orleans, mostly eating. So I
Yes.
will live vicariously. through
I've
your
never been
cast.
to New Orleans. Did you say
Thank
New
so
Orleans or
much,
New
Ryan. We'll
Orleans?
check you
Chat, let me
next
know.
time. Again, congratulations on Black as Night.
Thank
Black
you
is
so much.
Night. I like that name, and it takes place in New
And
Orleans. I like
next
that.
up, in our next 4 films to be released,
No
with
idea if it's gonna be any
Blumhouse
good.
and Amazon, we have Madres. Madres is directed by Ryan Zaragoza, and this is a Mexican immigrant horror tale
Ooh.
about an expecting couple who move into a small town and are ostracized by the community, and then they start to succumb to some strange symptoms. Okay,
Ooh.
Ryan, that definitely had me giving a little bit of chills.
Yes, I can feel the chills. Interesting.
Talk about your directorial debut.
New Orleans?
This is gonna be so
Don Wilk
incredible
91
to be
says
doing
New Orleans.
something
Okay.
on such a large platform with your first film, like so many of the filmmakers here.
Let's hear what this guy has to say about this. This sounds interesting.
Opportunity from both Blumhouse and Amazon.
Now, these are Amazon Prime movies, folks, that we're talking about here.
Obviously, you can tell by the synopsis that it deals with a lot. I was originally,
And like I said, they're leaving kills to last, right? These are the opening acts right now. These are the opening acts.
To be able to shed light on that story, I think, is a great opportunity. It also takes place.
Bobby Woodhogan says, how long till the Halloween? Who knows, man? I have no idea.
And so my approach to it is to take a lot of my favorite directors.
Blumhouse, if you're watching, please don't give me a strike.
Of their techniques
We all love you guys.
used back in the 70s,
I'm showing,
hopefully,
I'm allowing my viewers to listen to the audio
horror films.
with my
I
commentary,
live.
of course.
I love
If you don't want my
1970s horror,
running
even better,
commentary,
it can be
I
black
suggest you go watch it on your own.
horror. That's like
and then come back.
My peanut butter and chocolate. Let me tell you. Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have
Who doesn't
to
like
check
peanut
out
butter and
Blumfest,
chocolate?
And I think folks are going to be definitely signing up for this one. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Some interesting premise,
Excellent.
like in
And
all these
last,
films.
but certainly not least, we actually have a bit of a Blumhouse alum coming to
Is
us
that-
with our 4th film, Bingo.
Bingo.
On this one, we have Gigi Saul Guerrero.
Oh, it's not who I
This is
thought
a
it was.
New nightmare from her that she both wrote
Bingo.
and directed, and it is about some nefarious gentrifiers who start handing out strange prizes at a local community bingo game. Gigi.
I actually like that
First of all,
premise.
this is your second collab after Into the Dark.
And can I just say,
Great job.
Blum,
And I remember
good on you
when
for
I
giving
took
these
you out
filmmakers
during
the
that,
opportunity
you were literally
to
like,
realize
just announced with the deal. I mean, like,
Yes.
was this in
Like,
your
that's-
mind
that-
where
that's
you're
great.
Like, all right, I'm gonna make sure everyone's scared of their local bingo hall.
because these are low budget horror movies going right to Amazon Prime.
Yeah, no, let
Good
me
stuff.
start off by saying how excited I am. Gracias, Blumhouse.
Oh, I love her
and
accent. That's
Amazon
great.
For trusting these crazy ideas.
Oh, she's got her.
Like,
Oh, she's got a. That looks like a.
such
She's
lesson.
got a.
My
Oh,
parents
it
say
looks like a
it's
Rode
match made in hell,
NT2A
us partnering. I love it.
microphone.
Yeah, no, with Bingo, both my co-writer Shane and I, we.
Oh, she's got a Chucky
last time
t-shirt
in
on.
the barrio,
She's got a Chucky t-shirt on.
and
I love
what
it.
brings them together every weekend was Bingo. It's the place where they stay loyal, the place where they come together, share their stories, and they just have this sense of community. But what happens when you take that away from them? Man, people from the barrio know how to fight. Let me tell you that. So when a more powerful force, something that is more powerful than money itself, can be a
Share
really
their
scary
stories
thing.
and
They just have, and that's
the sense
a
of
very
community.
interesting theme that I can't wait to explore in this film. I'm so excited to shoot it, and just to think about what is more powerful and scary than money that can even ruin a simple game of bingo. Just the possibilities in that is something I'm pumped.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
It sounds like it could be almost like a self-aware.
What's up?
Listen, I mean,
It's got like a social commentary to it, maybe too. Bingo.
Because I know my
Mm.
mom and her
Exactly.
friends
Does that sound
would
interesting to you
literally find
guys? Do you guys
someone
find that
to
interesting?
take
Will you
that
watch that on
bingo
Amazon Prime?
bingo
I'll
game.
probably
It's
check it out.
gone virtual. Let me tell you.
That sounds interesting to me.
Yes,
Well,
they
Are
have
any of
gone
these movies, do
virtual.
any of
It
these
was
films coming to
1988.
Amazon Prime sound
My
interesting to
family
you?
from making sure
There's a few of them in there. I'm like, I'll check them out. I'll give 'em a shot.
No, I'm telling you, man. People are stoked to see some chingona abuelas kicking ass in this one.
Love
So,
it. I
for
love
real.
it.
There you have it.
I
There
love
you
it.
have it.
Thank you.
Looks like it could be like a
folks
fun,
will be,
cheeky, sort of self-aware horror
breath,
movie.
waiting anxiously for that, as well as all of the 4 new Blumhouse Amazon titles. Again, I want to thank our directors for joining us today to chat about their new projects, as well as Jennifer and Jason. Thank you both as always. And everyone, again, stay tuned. You'll be able to see these new 4 Blumhouse titles in 2021.
Ooh, 2021. Okay.
Thank you guys.
All right, so there's a bit of a break there, folks. If you're just tuning in again,
everyone at Blumfest, our
here we go
next
again.
Panel, we're going to get freaky. That's right.
Freaky, the freaky panel's coming up. This is actually a movie that I'm kind of, I don't, not a. Is Vince Vaughn there?
Nice to be with you.
Yes, he is. Not a huge Vince Vaughn fan.
Yes, I'm so glad. As I was telling you guys,
I don't hate him.
This trailer, it just lit up the Rotten Tomatoes offices, our platforms.
Now, Freaky is directed by the same guy that directed Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 2. So it's probably going to have a similar vibe to it. I quite enjoy the actress, the lead that's in Freaky. So we'll see. They're going to talk about how this came about.
Not technically true.
Oh, it wasn't? Oh,
No.
sorry. We haven't.
Oh, I fucking lied out of the gate.
It's kind of close. It's kind of close. No, so
Okay.
my writing partner on this film.
If you're just tuning in, folks, if you want to watch it, by all means, you can go on your own and watch. You can bring it up and watch it along with me. I have the audio here, not the video. I decided to put the audio in at the last minute just because I wanted, to split the difference and see if I can hopefully not rattle too many feathers over at Blumhouse. But I am talking over stuff because I'm giving you commentary and my thoughts. So if you want something clean without my go watch it on your own, then come back and watch the show afterwards. No harm, no foul. I completely understand. I might even do that myself. But if you want to watch along with me, that's awesome too.
Excellent. And that's when Blumhouse, Jason, you guys got involved at that point, I'm guessing?
Yes, I think we got involved. Was it a pitch or a script?
I always think that Mike from We Watched a Movie looks like he could be Jason Blum's much younger brother. Is it just me? Is it just me? Don't you think that Mike from We Watched a Movie could be a younger Jason Blum or Jason Blum's younger brother? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, but I see it every time I look at Jason Blum. I see sort of a bit of Mike from We Watched a Movie there. Comment in the chat. Let me know if you see that. I've told him this, by the way. I've told him this, but I kind of see it.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring it to you.
Noah Jones says, yeah, I see that.
I love
yeah, Mike Blum.
Especially of late. You seem
a little bit.
Characters and really just do whatever you want. So what made you want to play a murderous serial killer turned teenage Barbie?
Yeah.
It's interesting because what Jason says is right. Just being authentic and having
Vince Vaughn looks like he's in a ski lodge somewhere in the Colorado Rockies or something.
The horror genre when you're mixing
Maybe he is. Maybe he is.
For me, when I read it, I thought the script was excellent.
I don't hate Vince. I don't hate him obviously as a person. I've never really.
Happy Death Day that's a really hard movie to tonally go between those things.
Yeah. I feel the same way about Vince Vaughn as I do
great taste that would make the movie
Will Ferrell.
Better. And then obviously who's terrific. I was excited to get a chance to work with her as well.
I'm glad you love Vince Vaughn, Danita. I don't dislike him.
I think there's always a bit of wish fulfillment a little bit with these body swap movies, but it also makes this a very strange two-hander for the actors because you're trying to get into the other one. But really,
you notice how Blum is now in a different location than he was in the last
how you play this
panel
mismatch essentially with these two.
So it's all this is pre-recorded.
Taking everything from Vince and Chris, all my cues were from them. I was totally inspired by both of them, and to get to play two characters on the same day sometimes, it was just really fun. I was not scared at all because Chris created this environment where we could do where we had so much confidence that we were all on the same page that it was kind of whatever is going to work is going to work. And the days when I had to use a chainsaw or be covered in blood were the best days. Because that's what we.
In case you're just tuning in, folks, this is the Freaky panel.
Just insane. That was my favorite part.
Catherine and I met on Paranormal Activity 4, right, Catherine?
That's right. I'll never forget.
Paranormal Activity 4. Catherine was 7 years old. No, she was 14. Something. You were very young.
7.
Anyway, it's really, really hard.
Jason Blum
It's really hard to act in
flexing those
Paranormal Activity
biceps.
movies because
Quite the bicep
it's so
there going on.
absurd.
I see you flexing your bicep,
Just the whole
Blum.
notion, especially the fourth one, and they really
Bums,
are made or broken.
Bum,
in the
Blum's
performance.
biceps.
She did a terrific job. She was a kid, but she did a great job, and we've done several things over the years. And then her career, she got her career exploded, and we had a meeting in my office. I've never gotten to tell this story. And we had a meeting publicly, and we had a meeting in my office after she had read the script, and she passed on the script. And she said, I love you, I just want to work with you. I said, what do you mean you want to work with me? We sent you something to work on. She said, and I could tell, because Catherine is incredibly polite and gracious and generous, that she said, basically her agent had told her not to do the movie because remain nameless is a total snob.
I can't believe you're telling this story.
Agents can be snobs. My agents are not snobs, by the way.
I called her agent
In case they're watching.
Guess what? Catherine is doing
But
this movie.
there are a lot of
Her
snobby
agent
agents.
had never seen Happy Death Day, just doesn't understand genre at all. And I'm very glad I did.
Yeah, right. And I told my agent when I was going to have the meeting with you, I was like, I'm going to do this movie. If I go to this meeting, I'm going to walk out doing Freaky. And she's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm like, you don't know Jason. I'm going to. And I did.
You know what? I was disappointed to learn that the society,
I had a wish.
the society on Netflix, which this girl is one of the leads on, has been canceled after one season because of COVID. Really disappointed. I thought the society was terrific. I was really looking forward to the second season. I thought the performances were fantastic. The acting was terrific. And I'm really disappointed that the society has now been canceled. And she was the lead on it. And I'm really hoping that maybe it'll get picked up somewhere else, but it probably won't. Really disappointed. Really disappointed.
Yes, because they were the only people that I kept thinking about when I was writing the movie with Michael, and so it was definitely like a pinch me experience that they
What I've never told Vince and Catherine, and I'll shut up after this.
Oh, he's telling another
Catherine,
tell-all
of all
story.
the directors that we work with, the one I'm actually most scared of is Chris. I'm a little bit scared of Chris.
That's so.
So I knew my head would be on a block if you guys weren't in this movie.
I know. I feel like every movie he does too is always scarier than the last. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
He
after
comes in all soft. Yeah, like, oh, we're gonna be nice with the Boy Scout movie and the, no.
When does Freaky come out? I think it's
more deep in there. And Vince, you bring that with this character for sure on the scary
check
side
that out
at the
for you guys.
beginning, but then also I'm sure on the other side. But what was the best part of the other side of the body swap? Because I know you're just gonna be having so much fun with just the comedy of this
next month.
girl trapped
But supposed to be coming out next month, November
That was
13th.
actually the more fun of the characters to play for.
Whether that's still on target, I have no idea.
And, it's like, I think the script is so well written that you kind of get a lot of empathy in the beginning for what she's going through in life. And I think all of us, especially at that age, you can connect to not really feeling a place of belonging and having your insecurities and your doubts. So it was a blast. And honestly, going in there with Catherine and having using her as the greatest cheat sheet, meaning we both had done a lot of preparation, but that rehearsal time with Chris he has such great taste. We were able to kind of fill in the blanks and come up with physicalities. And we just got really fortunate, I did, that Catherine and that Chris, during that rehearsal time, we were able to just really melt very quickly and kind of and each other and be on the same page and build out these characters from such a fun.
Don't you love the rhetoric?
And it really, like I said, just in the little tease of what we've got from the trailer, that really shows through. I mean, the day that.
Listen, I'm not a big Vince Vaughn fan in terms of him as an actor, but I did enjoy Happy Death Day 1 and 2. It's too bad the second one didn't do as well as the first one, because I think this could have been quite an interesting series with many different types of genres melded into one. So the director of both those movies has gone on to do Freaky, and Freaky looks like it's in the same style and flavor as those movies. So I'm going to give it a shot, and I like the lead actress. I think she's quite talented. It's just, we'll see. We'll see how, we'll see what it's like.
A lucky. I get to make these very, unusual movies, and then
Blumfest 2020.
And they have the difficult job.
I wonder if Blumfest will grow so big that when this pandemic is over, it'll be like not virtual, but
how to get the movies out to
of course, I don't think they're quite there yet. But
slightly left of center, so that isn't.
It'll probably just be a virtual thing. It's cheaper.
And also,
it's much more easy to do logistically. You pre-record it like a month before. You edit it.
For the audience, not just in marketing.
It's much easier.
In making the movies, but also in marketing the movies in terms of what the audience is going to.
Robert Thidoff says, Dave, I bet the last thing Blum discusses is wishing you and Bruce good luck for It's Me, Billy. That'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious.
A few pieces of material, he would say like, oh God, not this, not that. Chris, I don't know if there's anything specifically you remember.
No, I don't think there's anything specific that I remember, but I do, to your point, I do.
If you're just tuning in, this is episode 100 and what are we at now? 118 of McRae Live. We're watching the Blumfest stream live on YouTube. You can hear them. I decided to have you hear it as opposed to see it. I'm trying to avoid any issues with Blumhouse, and hopefully there won't be any issues.
Jason and Blumhouse is that, and I think Universal actually.
I was going to not let you hear it, but then at the last minute, I decided to let you hear it. Just kind of maybe split the difference a bit. But we'll see what happens. Jason, Blum, if you're watching, YouTube, if you're watching, just let this go. We're just having fun. This is all positive. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this episode. But we're watching it. If you want to watch it on your own and not with me yabbering over top, giving my thoughts on what I'm hearing, that's fine. By all means, do that. I get it. Totally get it. You can come and watch me after the fact.
It's always the poster. They always lead with the poster. It's the first thing I ever get to see. And I'm always so nervous before I see it. But then they shock the hell out of me every time. And I really was struggling on this movie. I was like, how are they going to convey this body swap and still make this feel edgy and still make it feel fun?
Edgy.
And I saw the one sheet with Catherine shaving with a knife. And I was like, they're so smart. So good.
So good.
Catherine shaving with a knife.
Did you guys see
yeah, I guess I wouldn't necessarily think that translates into a body swap, though. That just tells me that she's badass because she shaves with a. Well, I guess because she's on her face. I guess. Yeah, I guess. I guess. Still, though. Still, I don't know. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
It was better than my birthday. I got all the text messages.
This, I think, is the longest panel so far as I know. I think this is the longest one.
But the reactions were so good. It made me so happy to see people really get excited about a movie. I don't think I've ever been in a movie that got that kind of.
If this movie is good, like Happy Death Day good, they could have another series on their hands. You just have to hope the second one does. But then again, what are you going to do? Swap bodies again?
I think Vince is probably the only one among us who sleeps at night.
Like Vince can't be in the sequel.
What about you,
or
Vince?
I don't know.
Let you know about how the Twitter sphere went nuts.
Sure, they'll think of something.
The kids were doing the TikTok.
You went viral.
So Frank, did you send Jason Blum that shirt?
Look, I think knowing that it's Jason has done these movies like you're talking about, they're kind of fresh and fun, and also they did such a good job with the trailer. I was excited when the movie was finished. I felt so good about just the approach and having Chris in charge of doing it. And then when the trailer hit, I got so many texts from so many people really complimentary of the trailer.
Well, Stephen King
well received it was.
thought Vince Vaughn should be nominated for an Academy Award based on his performance in the trailer. I'm not making that up. Stephen King actually tweeted that out, that Vince Vaughn should be nominated for an Academy Award for what he saw in the trailer. Now, whether King was being facetious, I have no idea. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
That's the most fun as an actor.
I know. I'm always hoping that someone will cosplay the Butcher for Halloween.
Oh, girl, it's gonna happen. Are you kidding me?
We thought about it. We thought about when we were putting her outfit together.
So disappointed they canceled this society. So disappointed. I was really looking forward to seeing where it was. I mean, I had an idea of where it was going to go because obviously the society, the story's based on the, the Pied Piper and the Pan and all that shit, and but they have a supernatural element in there. I'm so disappointed.
Anytime there's a Blumhouse movie, I feel they give
So
you premise
disappointed.
in the trailer and you kind of know what you're going into a little bit, and then once you see the movie, there's all
Netflix has to stop canceling fucking shit after, like, it's so disappointing because it's hard to get attached to something on Netflix because you have no idea whether it's going to be back the next season. Stop it, Netflix!
to see with this story.
I think one of the biggest things that you don't see in the trailer.
It actually prevents me from watching most stuff because I'm like, well, this will probably be done next week anyway.
It's a lot. It's much more than just a body swap movie, and I think a lot of that comes from.
I actually have looked up when I'm on Netflix. I will look up and I see a show that might interest me. I will actually Google to see if the show has been canceled before I start watching it because I don't want to start watching a show that goes nowhere. I don't want to start watching a show that goes and then just kind of stops and there's no other. I don't want to invest my time into watching something that goes fucking nowhere. So anytime I see a show that interests me, I'm always like, oh, maybe I should, let me see what's going on. Oh no, it was canceled 2 years ago. Forget it. I don't care how interesting it is. I don't want to watch it. Unless it has a concrete ending, which most don't because they get, it's annoying as hell. It's annoying as hell. I hate it.
Play Millie's best friend.
I understand it, certainly, why some get, but it's annoying. Maybe you're making too much shit.
Well, the last franchise you did, we got sequels. I'm not going to say that we're automatically going to get a sequel with this one.
303 people watching me. Hey, that's great. Great that you guys are here. We're watching Blum Fest, of course. You can hear it, not see it. Wanted to give you guys that opportunity to hear it. Obviously, with my commentary, this is the idea. I ramble over what they're saying. If you want to watch it clean, by all means, I totally understand. Head to Blumhouse's Facebook page and or their YouTube channel. And you can watch it without my voice.
Halloween isn't canceled. You can still enjoy other films, and folks can go check out both previous Happy Death Days. But I'm going to start with you, Vince and Catherine. Are y'all watching anything to get into the season right now? Catherine, I'll start with you.
Oh, what's she watching?
Oh, me? Well,
yeah.
You know what's funny? I'm going to rewatch.
She looks almost like a young Madonna here.
By myself, just like I did when I tested for back in the day when I was alone in my bedroom watching them all. I might do that. That's what I used to do with my friends. We went to the movies together. I closed my eyes the whole time, but I would be screaming. That's what I miss. So I'm hopefully going to have some girlfriends over and just like watch some scary movies. And I'm obviously dressing up. You know that.
Yeah, what are you dressing up as?
Excellent. And Vince, what about you?
You don't ask that question?
Come on. Season. My wife is already decorated. We have skeletons in the house, and there's a black cat outside that's inflated and huge. My son's been walking around as a combination. One day he's Jason.
If you're watching along with me, for those of you that are not just listening, but you're watching along with me, and you might be ahead of me or behind me, depending on where you are in the stream, doesn't Vince Vaughn look like he's in like a ski lodge or something? It's the fireplace to his left, or his right, our left. I don't know. That's something. And what's up there? Are those his medical degrees or something? Are those medical degrees? They look very staged. Or maybe they're just, I don't know. Yeah, Veda, come on in. Veda's in here.
Larger than expected.
You want to watch?
We've got no shortage of costumes and fun going on over here.
I'm just not as if there was any doubt, but just listening to this story, you are raising those kids right. That is a horror family in birthing. I appreciate it.
Good job, Vince.
Well, again,
good job.
I want to thank you all for the time and the
Oh,
conversation.
what's coming up next? We're entering Freaky, probably The Craft. I bet you The Craft Legacy is next.
Freaky very soon. It will be.
It's not going to be Halloween Kills. They're going to end with Halloween Kills.
Thank you all again.
That's what you do.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Hello,
Here we go.
everyone, and welcome back. I cannot tell you, I'm very excited that I get to moderate this next conversation with two gentlemen who happen to be filmmakers, friends, and they have partnered yet again for a new television experience. Of course, I'm talking about The Good Lord Bird. So please.
Oh, The Good Lord Bird. I'm not familiar with this.
Blum and Mr. Ethan Hawke. Gentlemen.
Ethan Hawke and Jason Blum. I'm not familiar with this. Are you guys familiar with this one?
Actually, I feel like I'm getting to like step into this little like film bromance.
Okay, so after this is got to be The Craft Legacy, and then Halloween Kills. That's what's going to happen. Now, again, whether we're going to, I mean, by all accounts, what I'm hearing is something is coming from Halloween Kills in regards to Halloween. Now, whether that comes today, immediately after Blumfest, I don't know. Whether they wait till tomorrow or Halloween Day on Saturday, I don't know. Saturday's an odd day to do something like that, but I don't know. No idea.
But it was Ethan who found it and identified it, and I was very excited to help him get.
Like, my source told me more than one treat as related to Halloween Kills. Now, that could be interpreted as the panel and 2 treats, like 2 things, or it could also be this in and of itself. The Halloween Kills panel that we're going to watch today virtually is a treat, and we're going to get one other thing. Maybe it's interpreted that way. I don't know. But by all accounts, something is. But whether it's going to be broadcast live here, probably not. The way this is done, because it's virtual, because it's pre-recorded, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to end it. I don't know. It's going to be fascinating to see once Blumfest ends, if they kind of go, anyways, thanks, guys. And then does something go up online? Is something there ready to go out of the gate? Do they wait till tomorrow or Saturday? If there's nothing, I'll be reaching out to my source being like, hey, what happened? What's going on? We'll see. We'll see. So I think it's important to keep in mind that I don't know the logistics of when and how. I'm just being told by somebody I trust, somebody who has not let me down in the past. But we'll see, folks. We'll see. That's what this is kind of all about, right? Noah Jones says, Jason Blum said we're getting new footage at the beginning, but you missed it. Oh, he said it, but you missed it, Dave. You missed it because you didn't shut up talking. Well, there you go. There you go. That must be what my source was talking about. Evan, the movie guy, says, my guy told me that first we're definitely getting something today, and it'll be enough to leave us all satisfied. Well, there you have it. It'll be something. New footage. Maybe it's a clip. Maybe it's a clip.
The second you think it's John Brown, you think it's going to be about race.
I'm surprised he said that. I wouldn't have said anything till the end.
Now we're talking about gender. Oh, wait.
But then again, I guess that keeps people watching. Keeps people watching.
So it's not north, it's not south, it's not black.
James Guzman says, now you got me thinking they are going to say tune up tomorrow for news on Halloween. No, it'll probably be today. If that's true, if Jason Blum said that at the beginning, which I obviously missed because I was answering a question. You know how in-depth I am. I was yabbering. But I thought I had more time because on Blumhouse's Facebook page, it said start time 1:25 p.m. So they actually started earlier than they said they were going to start. So that's why I thought I had more time, which is why I continued to talk. I was monitoring the time, but I thought I had more time than I actually did. So that's why I was yabbering. And then before I know it, it's like 3 or 4 minutes into the fucking thing and I'm still talking. It happens, folks.
Yeah, it's really incredible to see how you could have these very intimate, human, I would say, universal moments in this very broad, absurd.
Philip Miller, they're going to shadow drop the movie on Amazon Prime for $30. Never. It's not going to happen, Philip. If you are holding out hope for the movie dropping, I'm telling you right now, get that out of your head. If you're holding, if there's anybody in this chat room right now, nearly 300 people watching, if there's anybody right now that is actually holding out hope that the movie is going to drop, the movie, some people think I say movie. There's somebody in here that says it sounds like I say movie, like M-E-W. No, the movie is going to drop. You're going to be incredibly disappointed. It ain't happening. There is, I know this for a fact. The movie's not dropping. It's not dropping. Get it out. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. But you will get a little something. And yes, at the beginning, I missed when he said that new footage is going to reveal, or it's going to reveal. I'm reading this at the same time as I'm saying a thought. You can get that out of your head too. Then that is what my source was talking about. Yeah, because remember the other day, I said that the guy that I was talking to said the panel and then a little more. So this must be the little more and the more than one treat or whatever. We'll see. But I think this is something that was specifically cut for this. I don't think it's going to be the official trailer. I think you're going to see, I mean, maybe it'll be a sizzle reel / teaser. You know what I mean? And we've been talking about this for quite some time, you know, but the official theatrical full-length theatrical trailer, you know what I mean, that was going to be released this past year, or this past summer, I think they'll hold off till next year. And I think what they decided to do was cut something specifically for Blumfest, specifically for this week, that they had not cut and that they had no intention of putting together. And that's what I think we're going to see. And I think it will satisfy. Well, you know what? It's probably going to satisfy some fans, and it's going to leave others not satisfied. I suspect you'll see more of Michael. I suspect you'll see more of him. I just hope we see more of I think you'll get more of a sense of the tone, of what to expect, but still dangling that carrot and keeping the mystique, you know, the full realization of what Halloween Kills is going to be till next year. I mean, you have to do that. You can't let the cat out of the bag a year before the movie comes out. I mean, you can, obviously, but I wouldn't do that. I would give the audience a sense so that by the end of whatever we're watching, whether it's a clip, whether it's a sizzle / teaser, whether it's a teaser and whatever they've put together here, we can walk away going, oh, okay, so it's going to be, okay, wow, okay, this is interesting, right? That's what you want to do. You know what I mean? We're going to get a sense of it. Maybe it's a clip. Maybe it's a minute clip. Anyways, I have him down low, and I have to admit I'm talking over this more than I would be because I'm not particularly interested in what they're talking about here. No disrespect to Ethan Hawke or anybody involved in this production. To be fair, I haven't looked into it and really know what it's all about. So I'll have to do that. But I'm sure Ethan Hawke and Jason Blum don't give a shit what I think. Let me see here. I know some super chats did come in. I will go back and get the others. Oliver Mercer said, I'm using 2 photos on watching yourself and Blumfest. 2 photos? Oh, you mean you have 2 windows up? That's amazing, Oliver. Oh, now Jason Blum looks like he's back in his Apple store, as Darren Sands would say. But a bit of a different angle. Amazing. Blum's creepy laugh. Yeah, it was creepy. It was like... Never judge a person by their laugh. Always judge them by how quickly they recover from the laugh, right? So it's got to be this kind of thing. Like doing this. Oh, yeah. But if they just naturally come down from it, it's not that creepy. But if somebody goes... That's a little creepy. That recovery is quite creepy. So we're a little bit away right now. What do you guys think we're going to see? What do you want to see? Put it in the chat room right now. What do you think we're going to see? What do you think? And what is it do you want to see? They might be the same thing. They may be 2 different things in regards to Halloween Kills. Jason Blum, again, I missed it. According to somebody in the chat said at the beginning, he said new footage was coming. But that could be, I mean, saying new footage is coming means could be several different things, right? Several different things. So, you know, footage can be sizzle, can be teaser, can be clip. Footage is footage. So, you know, you could interpret that several different ways. So, interesting. Darren Sand says, Blum looks like he's stolen an empty house. I think he's actually at IKEA while he's doing this. And he's just he's in a fake set. Yeah, I don't think he's at his place. I think Blum is in IKEA. That's what I think's going on. All right, we got clip, teaser, Poster. Yeah, Poster. I've never really been convinced we're going to get a poster. If you watched my show the other day, I mean, again, I mean, look, anything is possible. Anything's possible. It's about probability, right? And I've never been fully convinced we're going to get a teaser. I think, I still think we're a ways off. Sorry, a teaser poster, like a poster. I still think we're a ways off from that. I think what we're going to get today is in IKEA waiting on his meatballs. I love it. What we're going to get today is I don't necessarily think it's something they've had in the bag. I think it's something that was specifically cut for this. I mean, it might be a combination. They may have already had this in the bag, but they added to it or took away from it. They've made some adjustments to it specifically for this today. That's what I think. And if I had to make an educated guess, I would say it will be a it's a teaser. It's at bare minimum, it's a teaser of some sort. Maybe another 30 seconds. It wouldn't say, for those of you out there that are hoping for like a minute and a half, again, maybe, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was another 30 seconds. And in that 30 seconds, they clam more into it. You see, it all depends on the pacing of the spot, the pacing of that 30 seconds and what you can clam into it, right? The 30 seconds they released on July the 8th, it was sort of, the clips were spread out, right? There was several of them, but they lasted a bit longer. You can cram 30 clips into 30 seconds. Well, maybe not 30, but certainly you can get more into the 30 seconds depending on the pacing of it. And it feels like there's more involved and it feels longer than maybe it really is because of everything you're seeing. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was 30 seconds. A minute's a lot. A minute is a lot for this kind of a movie that is still a year out. Because it's not going to be a 2.5 hour film. It's not even going to be a 2 hour film. 90 minutes, maybe 100 minutes. A minute teaser a year out is a lot, unless it's paced. Unless it's, yeah. I'd be surprised. Maybe it'll be a minute. Maybe it will be, and it's a sizzle. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It's interesting.
This very pivotal story in American history told in a large way.
Again, if you're just tuning in, you can hear it. I've had this panel down a bit because it's not particularly something I'm interested in. If you want to listen to Ethan Hawke talk about this project, I encourage you to go away from my channel or mute me and then bring him up so you can hear him. It's just not something I'm particularly interested in. But I admit it's basically because of my ignorance, because I'm not familiar with what he's talking about. I've never heard of this. And it's just not something I really want to. I don't want to sit here listening to all this information in this format. I would rather go and know about it, and then I can talk over it and talk about it. So just saying that. You're not seeing Blumfest on my show here because I'm trying to, I don't want them to get angry at me for any copyright or anything like that. You are hearing the audio. I made that decision the last minute, about 40 minutes ago. And hopefully that'll be okay. We'll soon find out after my show is done whether Blumhouse has an issue, and they may. But these are the risks you take. Blumhouse, if you're watching, this is all. Hopefully you'll be okay with this. It's free marketing, man. It's free marketing. That's the way I look at it.
Well, one of the things we learned with our theater company is how good things happen.
Let me see here. Let me go over to some of those super chats that came in earlier. And let me get those while we're waiting for the craft to show up. Gary Rangel says, Halloween behind the scenes featurette maybe. You might be right, Gary. Preston says, I was promised Bill Block. Well, what's going on here? Why am I hearing something? Oh, there we go.
Is he available? He's like, let me give you his number.
Let me see here. Let me go over to... oh, there we go. I don't know why that suddenly happened. That was weird. Okay. I could hear my theme in my head for some reason. We're okay now, though.
get my flight. I'm coming.
Where are we here? You guys probably heard that as well. Where's Bill Block? Yeah, Bill Block. I have no idea. Good old Bill Block. He'll be on though. I'm gonna give the biggest thing for Bill Block. Jeff Harris sends in a $4.99 super chat and says, only watching Blumfest for the GOAT Bill Block. Is anyone going to make the Bill Block fan club? I don't know, man. We should. For those of you that don't know, Bill Block is, I was talking about him on the show the other day. He's one of the producers from Miramax, I believe. And he's always there at panels and, you know, he's the representative from Miramax, right? And, but, you know, he's not a household name. Nobody knows his name, really. He doesn't say that much. He's just kind of there, you know? And I was just kind of drawing attention to that, how funny that is, and how we should give Bill Block some love and let Bill Block speak. We want to hear Bill Block speak, damn it. I think it'll be funny. Oh, that's what happened. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where is, okay, and then do this and this. Down, Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke, of course, was in the great, that horror movie, Insidious. Sinister. I quite enjoyed that. I never saw the other one, though. I didn't give a shit about seeing the other one. What you guys are saying here? Let's see. Don Wilk 91 says, funny how we expect to see so much today. Back in the day, you got the trailer in the theater and had no clue the movie was coming out before and missed those days. Yeah, I miss them too, man. I miss them too. It's all relative, isn't it? You know, but I miss it too. I do. I absolutely agree. Michael King says, Dave, a guest appearance. Me as a guest? No, that'd be hilarious. I'd come on. Sure, if they want me on, I'd be on. The fuck do they want me on for? Ray's Peace says, it's okay, Dave. Blumhouse probably stole your H-18 sequel concept idea. Yeah, no, I doubt it. That'd be funny, though. Of course, they can do whatever they want. I don't own the IP anyway. But you can't copyright an idea, unfortunately. An idea, I mean, like just an idea. You can't copyright an idea. Let's see here. What else are you guys saying as we watch Blumfest here? Again, Ethan Hawke. This is a long panel, too. I'm surprised this panel is as long as it's going. Again, if you want to listen to what Ethan Hawke's talking about, it could be a great project. It absolutely could be. I admit I'm ignorant towards it. I've never heard about it. Not really interested in discovering it in this medium because I would have to, of course, probably that would make a lot of people happy. Shut up, McRae. But I'd have to be quiet and really pay attention and listen to what he's talking about. And I don't want to use the show here for that. So I'll go and find out that afterwards. And that's why I have him down a bit low here. But if you want to find out what he's talking about, I encourage you to go to the Blumhouse Facebook page or their YouTube channel to listen to it on your own and then come back and listen to me once we get into the other stuff. Now, the Craft Legacy, I will have up because I am kind of interested to see what they're going to do with that and how that goes. Darren says, does Ethan Hawke work at a gas station? Yeah, it does kind of it does kind of look like that. It does kind of look. He also looks like he's outside some. He's sitting outside some like bar that plays. I don't know. It's quite an interesting wall there.
Don provided it earlier. Crystal and playing Sabonia. You know, Zainab who plays Harriet Tubman.
He's looking pretty good for his age, though. How old is Ethan Hawke now? Hey, Google, how old is Ethan Hawke?
49 years old.
He's 49. Okay. Looks pretty good. Oh, it's coming to an end here. This one's coming to an end. Now, like I've been saying from the very beginning, Halloween Kills will definitely be the last one. I have no inside information on that, just how these things go. Halloween Kills is really, and they know this. They know that the vast majority of people are tuning into this to see Halloween Kills. So they're going to leave that till the very end, so you watch everything. Okay, there's a little bit of a break. Here we go. What's next? Let's turn it up.
So excited to moderate our next conversation with director John Ridley and, of course, Mr. Jason Blum. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Is this The Craft? What is this?
How are you? I'm doing great. I'm actually going to start with you, John, because you guys are going to be having a brand new project, which we are just now unveiling.
This is not.
Of course, this is going to be the Blumhouse adaptation of Project Poltergeist. So go ahead and tell us, John, what is this adaptation and how did you get involved?
Let's listen.
Well, I'll talk about how I got involved. I mean, I was sitting around the house as I do, like everybody's doing right now. And I just got an email from Jason and Cooper over at Blumhouse, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm just sitting around." And I said, "We got a project for you, and we think you'd be great for it." And it's always a little interesting when people, kind of suppose what you think you're good at or what you'd be interested in.
It's true.
And there's certainly a kind of film or a kind of story that I've been very fortunate to be involved in, and you get that a lot. It's not a bad thing.
Let's hear it.
It means you
Come on.
arrived at a place where people know what you do. But it's also tricky because you get it a lot and you feel like, okay, I've done that and I've been there. And Project Poltergeist was, to me, when I read it, this really interesting distillation of the things that I do well, a true story.
Okay.
A story that at its heart is about communities and
Family.
about people and about how we see each other, about otherization. But it was a scary story. And it was a story set in the past. And it was a story that had ramifications.
Where in the past?
About a young Black kid just trying to find his place in the world. And I said, wow, this really is a perfect story for John Ridley. And I was very
not suggesting you, but I mean, could be, because sometimes people see themselves in those types of things.
That it was a really thoughtful story and a story that I think can work in a lot of spaces.
So is this connected to the film series?
Scary and kind of, great date night, throwback kind of filmmaking. It's that kind of story. And for the folks who, choose to go a little deeper and reach a little deeper.
Is this an anthology thing?
It's that kind of story as well.
Excellent.
Well, what
and
is
then
this?
Jason, so you guys brought this to John, but I'm guessing, did you come across this? Was this one of those situations where someone was like, "Hey,
Project
this would make a
Poltergeist.
really great narrative"? How did you guys come across it and decide, okay, we're going to acquire the rights for this article, basically, and we know that we can turn it into something that audiences will definitely check out?
No.
We read the story, and
So this isn't related to the film series at all.
better,
Okay.
Source. There's nothing. The best scary movies are always based on a real event, almost across the board.
True.
But there are not that many
From a certain point of view.
credible, real paranormal events. There are lots of ones that you hear about, but this seemed very credible.
Well, none of them are.
And,
I get what
and
he's
we were
saying.
really compelled by it, and it was also interesting. This event, this young boy started experiencing, poltergeist around him at the same time that the family that Poltergeist was based on. And I would argue, one was white and one was Black, so everyone paid attention to the white family, but the events were actually. There are a lot of parallels between the two.
I don't know if there's evidence of that,
and
but
it's kind of amazing that this didn't get more attention, or there wasn't something done sooner.
Why would you know that John was the guy? Because I know that that's one of the great things y'all do at Blumhouse is you're able to pair great stories with great directors and vice versa.
Well, we really think that what makes a great scary movie is the storytelling and the drama and the acting. And if you can nail those, the scares are effective. And if you can have the greatest scare in the world, but if you haven't nailed those, the scare doesn't really work.
yeah, because you need to be emotionally attached to the characters. You need to care about the characters and care about the situations that they're going through. That's what he's saying. Yes, that's true.
There's been 9 million movies where a deer hits a car or something hits a car, there's a loud noise.
Yeah, because if you don't care about the characters, then you don't care about what they're going through. But that's
because of the conversation that's happening right before it. It's this
Yeah.
super racially charged, like as an audience member, you don't know what the hell is going on. But what they're saying draws you in. And when you're drawn in and focused like that, and then you slam the car, you jump. And I think
that was a great clap.
I think,
You hit like
I think John is basically as
That's
good
what that
as
was.
you get in terms of a dramatic story.
Great clap, Jason.
Period. End of story of anyone, of anyone working right now.
Well, I'm not familiar with this project. I'm going to have to read up on the article and find out what this is about because I am definitely curious.
And then, of course, we're around to help with the scares, but the hard, heavy lifting is what John is going to do. And he was actually the first person that we sent this to, so we were really pleased when he was intrigued and agreed to do it.
Okay.
Excellent.
Hmm.
Well, I'm very excited to see it. I mean, this is going to be really incredible. Just imagine it. You know, it is Poltergeist set in a housing project with this, you know, Black kid at the center of it. I cannot wait for folks to get a chance to see it. And I want to thank you both so much for taking the time.
You know what? I don't care if you're black, white, green, purple, or yellow, gay, straight. I couldn't give a frog's fat ass what it is. Story, characters, execution.
Material that the film
Let's see
is
it.
based off of, you can read about Project Poltergeist on Medium by the author Celia Blankenfor.
Oh, well, thank you very much. There you go. Here's our break. What's next?
Ladies, congratulations.
There it is, The
on
Craft Legacy.
Legacy. I just got to watch it today, and wow, I was skeptical saying like we're gonna redo The Craft. So I'm
Craft
so,
Legacy
like,
is
happy to tell
here,
everybody
ladies and
to
gentlemen.
Run out and see it. And that brings me to you, Zoe, because I would have to say, like, of our generation, like Clueless, maybe 10 Things I Hate About You. For the previous generations, it was stuff like Heathers. There's like an iconic movie. So why did you want to revisit it?
Well, I guess they're going to tell us. They're going to tell us. I'll shut up. Listen.
Well, I wouldn't have the chutzpah, as we say in Yiddish, to seek this opportunity out myself. It was brought to me by
She too
Blumhouse.
looks
They
like
asked
she's
if I
in like
wanted
some
to pitch a take on a reimagining
lodge.
of The Craft, and being such a huge fan myself.
Is anybody looking forward to The Craft Legacy? I haven't seen the original in years. Was it 96? It's probably since the early 2000s. I liked it.
Get in touch with my inner
So I'm
teenage
curious
kid
to see what this one's about.
and came up with a take, and then got the gig. But I do think that what was so exciting to me about that opportunity was really the time in which we are retelling it or reimagining it, because
Winter Rose 444 says, I heard so much bad things about The Craft Legacy.
in media, and the stories that we
Is it out?
tell in popular culture have such reverberations for those who view it. And I think anyone who has ever felt othered or marginalized
Oh, maybe it is out. I guess it's out.
should be able to see them.
I was unaware it's out now.
Screen. And I think that's why the original was so impactful.
Can somebody in the chat, because they might not get to this, is it a, and I admit there's been a few things I'm not, because I've been so busy with pre-production on It's Me, Billy. I'm a little behind in the entertainment world beyond Halloween at the moment. Is The Craft Legacy a sequel? Is it a sequel to The Craft? Or is this like a soft reboot? A hard reboot? Let me know, chat. Only and let me know if you actually know. Don't take a guess.
Because the way you
I'm trusting you guys. It is available, Dave. Thank you, Parker.
the words that they say. So how was the
It's on VOD. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Obviously, it would be on VOD.
You know, we did a pretty extensive
Loose
casting
sequel.
search, but when each of
Sequel.
these incredible
Loose
young
sequel.
women
Okay.
came into the room, it was just immediate for me.
Are these like the
I was
daughters of the
like,
characters from the
that's
first
Abby,
movie?
and
Or
that's Lourdes, and that's Frankie.
probably not.
And then,
Probably not.
And then
Okay.
they came together for a chemistry read, and then it was just like all bets were off because you could just see their connection was.
This woman
so
looks like she's ready to go out like on an evening on the town. She's all like
each of them outside
dolled
of
up and makeup and
was like already
dressed and everything. She looks great, but she just looks like she's
came in there like pulling crystals out of their cargo pants.
like
and
we
sharing
caught
them
her
and talking about
as she's about to go out for dinner or something.
we barely got to like go through the sides.
Darren Sands, it's a reboot sequel of sorta a hard sequel. It's just The Craft again,
like
sorta,
that is the coven.
kinda.
And I'm so just like honored to know them.
Now,
also,
I think after this panel, don't hold me to it,
actors, like,
unless they're going to have some other little things come in there, which they might.
characters beyond
Halloween Kills might be next. But we'll see.
Yeah, these
We'll
things
see.
that have been dancing around
There's,
in your head.
I imagine that this is going to be a while here because there's still 4 or 5 other people they need to talk to on this panel.
Bringing it to you, ladies, and I'll start with you, Lovey.
Lovey.
Obviously, it seems like a lot of y'all.
When I was a little
have
boy, I
some
had a blanket I
knowledge
called
of
my
the
Lovey.
craft and maybe the occult, but
Called my
I'm
Lovey.
curious about the original. Did you have a?
She's the director. Zoe Lister Jones is the director. Okay.
Look at it. What was your?
I've never heard of her, excuse me. But alrighty. Lovey Simone. Simone? It's a cool name.
But I remember remember like watching it because I wanted to do my homework and I wanted to see like what energy to enter like the audition room with, and I watched it, and then the craft effect happened to me, and I became like a craft like
Frank
fan.
Reiger. Next panel is Blum's King Kong remake.
So I think that is what kind
That's
of
right.
like made me go,
Where King Kong
you
is.
better get this role. You
I
better
don't know.
get this role. So I love that I was
I will say though that this was a good idea. Smart PR move, smart marketing move. Blumfest. Yeah, because like I said at the beginning of the show today, they're big enough that they can do this now. So
Zoe, what about you, Zoe Luna? What was the first
a
time
lot of
you watched
Zoes on
the
here,
film,
or it's the
before
second
or
Zoe,
after
I
you
guess.
were cast?
Well, it's pretty funny. I watched it twice. Once before. but
Zoe
I also,
Luna.
because of Robin
I have to admit, folks, and maybe it's just because I'm a 41-year-old man. I don't know. I've never heard of any of these
watching it. That's when
women.
I was like 15. And then after I got the audition, I remember going in for the second audition, and I was like,
So it's kind of cool to get acquainted with the cast here.
I saw the big yellow lettering of the craft and the beautiful blue sky. I was like, this is like a motion picture. I want to be in it. And that is what really like made me continue to go for the auditions and continue to like
Yes, it is.
do it. I just those yellow letters,
Yes, it is.
It was like the yellow brick road for me, and I'm Dorothy.
The power of topography, girl. I
Mm.
feel like graphic designers everywhere are just like, yes. Gideon, when was the first time you saw the very first
Gideon?
craft?
Is it-
and
is that her
then
name?
Was it before or after you were
Wait,
cast?
let's see what her name is here.
It was way before.
Gideon. Gideon Adlon. Wait, I've seen this.
That I watched with my girl group. Like it was.
Wait a minute, she looks familiar. Was she in the society as well? This girl looks like she was in the. Is she the? She looks a bit different. For those of you that are familiar with the society, that was canceled after one season because of COVID, which is really disappointing. Was she the one that was the pregnant girl in the society?
Before you were cast.
Gideon here. She looks. I think she is.
LA girl.
Or she looks like she could be your sister.
I don't know
at the very
why it
least.
never came into
This is a different girl now.
my life, or I never heard
The
about
girl
it.
talking now is a different girl from the one I was just
come from
talking about.
a bit of a Bible Belt area, and I felt like those kinds of films were not shown to me or even talked about. And I'm like, I really wish I had this when I was a young girl. But I watched it right before I went into the audition, and all the older people from that had that.
Hey Veda, what's going on? You want to come up?
As a young kid, let me know.
Out she goes.
important it was
So hard to get her on camera.
mess it up, and that
Anthony says yes, she was in the society and okay, all right. So it is. I was right. Yeah. So I'm familiar with the one at the top right. If you're watching along with me, so disappointed the society was canceled. And it's so unfortunate it was canceled, not because nobody was watching, not because nobody, but because of COVID. That's disappointing.
They can take care of each other and be there for each other, and the power of female friendships is just so a part of that, because this is the movie that you would want to watch with your girlfriends. That being said, going back to the original of this one, the characters are so different. For anyone who's thinking that just because maybe these characters look a little similar from the previous iteration, Zoe, you've done an amazing job of making them.
Evil Alex says, can you show Veda one time? I have photos of her if you follow me on social media. There's photos of her. Yeah, I can. If I can get to her, though, I'm not going to run out there and, you know. But if I can, if she hops up or whatever, I will.
Into every character. So, you know, I definitely
Cotton died. Yeah, it was great. It's a great fucking show.
new archetypes.
Really liked it a lot.
That were a part of
Veda's a diva. She is a diva, Frank. She is. She's definitely a diva.
the originals. I thought that would be dishonoring the original craft if I did that. And so, you know, each of these young women, I think, when I wrote each of their characters, although it's not
She wrote it as well.
in the film,
Wrote it and
I
directed
did
it.
a lot of backstory in terms of their
Good for you.
their respective ancestors
tough.
With witchcraft and where they came from and what they might have learned from their mothers and grandmothers before them. And you know, each character has her own element, and so I think that did also inform some of their characteristics. you know, Frankie is air, and you see in her persona that she is like, you know, she goes where the wind takes her. Really.
She goes where the wind takes
She's
her.
a no holds bar broad, and
She's a no holds barred broad. A no holds barred broad.
and amorphous in this way. And Tabby is fire, and is this.
Red Ranger 241 says, was the society any good? I heard good things. Oh, it was great. It's only one season. And it was left open to this really, like, what the fuck? And the performances were great. The acting was terrific. The mystery was on point.
That element. And then
But
Lord is his earth, and
it was kind of like a Lord of the Flies sort of thing. But it was canceled. Netflix canceled it. Not because nobody was watching, but because apparently of COVID.
So yeah, I mean, it was really fun,
which is so unfortunate.
Each of their distinct personas, and then of course each of
This is what, and I know that this is essentially because of COVID, and maybe it's out of our hands. But as I was saying earlier on the show today, I can't. I have trouble getting into anything on Netflix because they cancel things so early, and they will cancel something. They won't shy away of canceling it on a cliffhanger. Like, you never know what ends up happening. They have no interest in, oh, well, let's just do one more season to wrap any loose ends up. No. You can get emotionally invested into whatever, and then you find out that after 2 seasons something's done, and you're like, well, what the and they're like, well, sorry. It's like, Netflix does it all the time. And I was saying earlier that now, before I start watching a show that I find interesting, I always Google it to see if it's been canceled. And if it has been canceled, like just in the middle, I don't bother watching it. Why would I watch it? It's going nowhere. I don't want to get emotionally invested in something that goes fucking nowhere. Anyway, that's me. Netflix, if you're going to cancel something, you know, like, just maybe you're producing too much content. You ever thought about that?
To see photos of you as a kid, and Zoe was so
Well, the only, like I said, the only actor I know here is the Gideon woman in the top right. I haven't heard of anybody else, so that's kind of cool. I'm being informed today by the crew here, and the director's a woman, which I did not know. She's also the writer. That's always great to see that.
Nobody wanted to be me in school, by the way. Everyone's like,
We'll see how it goes. Doesn't mean it's going to be good. It's got, what, a 60-something% on Rotten Tomatoes, I think you guys said. I'd like to read the reviews and see see what it's like. I would like to hear from craft fans, like the original movie, because I can give you my thoughts, and I might not be the best person to give an opinion on the craft legacy because I'm not a hardcore craft fan, right? I would love to hear from like the craft fans who know all the ins and outs and all the tiny nuances and details, and, you know, what they think of the craft legacy. And is it a worthy follow-up or sequel? Because that's, you know, that's, they can really sort of speak to that because they're coming at it, you know, being very informed. There's the Gideon girl here.
Raised by a single mom with 2 sisters, and I have beyond that 2 stepsisters also, and I'm the oldest out of all of them, and just like, you know,
She's got quite the family. Red Slasher says, next they will announce the Charlie Bulls Halloween spinoff. Hey, did you guys see today? I don't think this was the other thing my source was talking about, but David Gordon Green co-wrote a children's Halloween book that comes out next month. Did you guys see it? I posted on my Facebook page and my Twitter. So head over to my Facebook and my Twitter. If you're not following me there, make sure you follow me there. Because I posted it there and you can check it out. Looks kind of funny. Kyle, how do we say that? Thibodeau? Is that how you say that? I think that's how you say it. New craft is Black Christmas type woke, I hear. Don't know. Can't speak to it. Haven't seen it. I have no idea. I like to judge things on my own. Tabitha Short says, I love the Craft movie. I didn't really know that they were making a sequel. I'm going to watch the trailer. There you go. Evil Alex says, Dave, is the society based on the 80s film? I don't know. I'm not sure.
But like also fun and can get down with like Frankie's madness
and like also like
It definitely, by the sounds of their energy and what they're saying, that they enjoyed being part of this process and that they wanted to do something really special in honor of the original movie. Whether they were able to achieve that, I don't know. I haven't seen it. And like I said, I would like to know what the craft, big fans of the craft, think of it.
Game of your character and everyone was beat. I know that there would be no bad lace fronts based on what you previously said. But what else did you want to bring to
that movie to not
345 people watching. Welcome, folks. You are listening to Blumfest. You're not seeing it. If you don't want my running commentary, I do encourage you to go watch it on your own, and then you can watch me after the fact. I do understand that maybe having me, shut up, Dave. I get it. I'm not showing you it because I'm trying to split the difference. I don't want to poke the bear too much here, and hopefully Blumhouse will be all right with us hearing it and not seeing it. Hopefully. Blumhouse. Come on.
With getting kicked out by my mom. And so, like Levy said...
But we'll know. We'll know after. We'll know what happens after. Maybe this whole show will be blocked. That'll be unfortunate. That'd be so unfortunate. I mean, it's not nothing I could do, but that'd be unfortunate. I hope not. I hope they're like, nah, it's okay.
It was different because for the first time in my life, it was like,
Because I'm not saying anything bad. I'm always going to give my honest thoughts, but I'm certainly not here, being belligerent for the sake of being belligerent or something like that. I don't think I'm ever belligerent. That was a bit of a harsh word to use.
No, but I mean, listen.
That's good writing, though.
It's great to see you guys talking amongst yourselves, too. We're getting close. I suspect after this panel is Halloween Kills. That's what I'm guessing. But we'll find out. We've been live now for an hour and 41 minutes. An hour and 41 minutes. I will make sure once this show is done to put
it's amazing
a time code of where things start and where Halloween Kills is.
So well written and so authentic on the page that they found themselves in it, and it wasn't an extra stress.
Now, I think it's important to keep in mind, too, that when you're watching something like this, you're always going to get people talking positively about these things. Nobody here, even though the film's been released, nobody here is going to be talking about, and even if they did think that it wasn't as great as they were hoping, or they watched the movie, they're like, yeah, it's okay. They're not going to say that. Sometimes they're contractually obligated, I mean, not, but I mean, it's their job to talk positively about the movies they're in. So always take these things with a grain of salt. You watch it and you listen. I like to listen for the concrete information, story, characters, motivations, those things I find interesting. Whether the filmmakers or the actors love the movie or not is irrelevant at the end of the day.
All of the spells and invocations.
But hearing about their process and what their intentions are is interesting.
Knowledge around the history of witchcraft, and that was so important to me in terms of the way we were representing these traditions authentically and also respectfully. And then she connected me with Well,
that's interesting because witchcraft is.
The Hood Witch,
I like hearing that.
A big fan of and followed on social media, and she broadened that perspective and that education across various cultures, and also I'm such a fan of her aesthetic, so I was like, can you send me some visual references?
Amazing.
Because I mean, part of what was so fun about making this movie was really getting to create this world of witchcraft that we perhaps hadn't seen before, because we have so many of us who are outside of that world have a sort of narrow view of what that looks like.
It's true.
And so she was incredibly.
It's amazing how deep witchcraft goes. All the books and folklore, and I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So I like hearing that they paid attention to that. They're not just making shit up as they go. That they're actually relying on,
rituals to make
information
sure
that is out there.
Ritual objects that we were using were correct in the way that they were being placed on an altar.
It's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Those details
mind you, a lot
that you and I
of
may not know, but
already knew that. And so there was a really amazing symbiosis of us learning from people, but also practicing witches as our coven. And then she would close and open the circles off camera as well.
Fascinating.
When we were doing those rituals just to make sure that we weren't, conjuring anything we didn't want to be.
Interesting. It's amazing how superstitious people can really get, isn't it? That's fascinating.
Someone to make sure that there's
Because even if you don't believe in it,
like open a portal to another world.
it's almost like, well, we better do this anyway.
But that's just not it. You guys, in addition
Interesting.
to making it look amazing and writing these incredible
Fascinating. Super chat comes in from TMB. Thanks, buddy. Says, Dave, one thing that puzzles me is when Jamie Lee said, we are all Laurie Strode during a Halloween 2018 interview. What do you think she meant? Also, it sucks that the society got canceled. It does suck that the society got canceled. She just meant that, well, again, you'd have to talk to Jamie Lee Curtis, but I interpret it as that each and every one of us have all gone through something in our lives that have been traumatic. We all know somebody that suffers from mental illness. Maybe we suffer from it ourselves, and we've kept it quiet. Maybe we're working through things that are very difficult. Maybe we've been through exactly what she's been through, or something that is similar, or something that's not similar, but is very real to us. Everybody's got a story. And everybody's been through difficult times, whatever that is to them. We're all Laurie Strode somewhere along the way, or we all know a Laurie Strode at some point or somewhere along the way. That's how I sort of interpreted that. And yeah, the society getting canceled sucks ass. If I missed your super chat, don't worry. I will go back and get them at the end.
I remember telling Kaylee to be like, okay, and now put your hands over your mouth like Feruza did.
Got a couple of texts here. What's going on?
They're tiny Easter eggs, but for
Ooh.
hardcore fans of the original, I did want to give those nods wherever I could.
I love it. Gideon, since you were laying there, I mean, it's kind of like you're just laying there, but yours is the hardest part because you have to pull off the illusion of I'm freaking out. So talk about your side first, and then I'll go to the ladies.
I was thinking a lot about my side profile. I was like, okay, chin up, make it look good. But I guess it was funny because
Looking
I
at
really
stuff
wanted
here.
it down for it, but we couldn't have it down
Oh,
because
hang on a sec, folks. I have a email from my agent,
when I saw the finishing
and I
product,
have to. Let me see.
watching it, I was so excited because first of all, that's how I felt when we were filming it anyways. Because
It's for sorry, my agent sent me an email. This is live. I have to. I'm usually done my show right now. I don't usually do it in the afternoon. I'm being booked for Staples ads again. That's good. Yeah, they want to book me for some more Staples spots.
Lovey, what about you? Y'all also have it kind of hard too because I don't know. I would feel it'd be hard to fake
1 minute.
Kneeling.
Listen to them while I respond to my agent.
Staring at the rig, but then also I don't know. What was it like?
It was fun. It was very fun. It felt like a new experience, even though it was something that had already been done. It kind of just felt like four girls just playing around in their bedroom. Yeah.
And real quick, I'm going to get out of here, but not to give anything away. Let me just go ahead and say that there may be more stories to be told in the craft universe. We would hope just in general there'd be more stories to be told, right? So I'm going to go ahead and ask you ladies to give me the answer that you won't give me the answer. Y'all want to tell some more craft stories? Zoe? Kaylee?
Tell some more craft stories, Zoe!
I sure do. I mean, I always, in envisioning this story, had a follow-up in mind. So it would be such a gift to work with all of these women again. And it truly was one of the most transformative experiences of my life. And I think we shared something that was really magical, for lack of a better word. So it would be incredible to reconvene.
And all y'all are coming back, right, ladies?
Wait, it's the
yeah.
Monday's the 2nd, right?
Already back.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you so much for the film. And I just want to remind everyone that the Craft Legacy is available now.
Okay, is Halloween Kills coming up? This might be it. Of course, if you're ahead of me in the stream, you probably have already hearing information. But let's see if this is it. Don't fucking come in here and ruin it for everybody else. Let's all watch it together.
Everyone, here we are, our finale event. That's right. We're going to be chatting with the filmmakers and some of the cast from Halloween Kills. So
There you go.
Please allow me to welcome the cast and filmmakers of Halloween Kills. Hi, guys.
Yay!
Hi, everybody.
Well, I know everyone is a little bit bummed that we won't be able to see the film right now in theaters, but let's take a minute and celebrate the first one that we just got a couple years ago, which folks can
Bill
still
Block is the
watch
top
this
left.
Halloween and
Ladies and gentlemen, give a big warm welcome to Bill Block.
$255 million at the box office.
I think that's Bill Block, right?
Grossing slasher film.
Yeah, he's top
made.
left.
80%
Now look,
certified
bottom
fresh
right,
from
I
the
think.
Tomato meter.
No, wait a
People
minute.
are just salivating for the sequel. Is this something that you
Is that right?
expected when you guys said we're gonna go back?
I can't fucking tell. I can't tell.
Was it a pleasant surprise?
Definitely.
I might be wrong on that. I thought it looked like Bill Block.
It was.
Anyway,
it
let's
was
listen.
One of the highlights, really, of my career, and it's amazing, and I'm so grateful. The people on this screen are the people I have to thank for the success of the movie, and I don't think anyone thought it was gonna be such a cultural touchstone, and it was so exciting for me and exciting for everyone else here. And like I said at the beginning, I'm very grateful to be in the company of these people.
I love it. And Miss Jamie Lee Curtis, first of all, it's an honor to speak with you.
Thank you so much.
And again, the legacy of Laurie Strode, it's just kind of synonymous at this point with all of the great things you've done in acting. But could you have envisioned it? I know, you never thought you'd do another Halloween movie. Did you ever imagine that it could have this kind of a reception?
Who is that?
No, the last thing I thought is that I'd be doing another Halloween movie, not for any other reason except I think it was done. And what
Jamie
was
Lee Curtis is
so
hip. She's got
happy about
one
was when I read it,
wireless bud in her ear.
Obviously David and Danny.
David, yes? Oh,
We're
you
trying
mean
to talk about was that there is a result to that kind of violence, and that kind of trauma carries with it emotional weight for obviously many women. And so it just sort of dovetailed and the sort of confluence of what was happening
Jesus,
in the world.
Phone won't stop buzzing.
Having Laurie Strode go through it on screen was something I don't think any of us could have anticipated.
I mean, incredibly, yes. And I guess we, for folks that don't know, apparently we have Jake Gyllenhaal to thank for doing the initial intro between you and David. And again, we're not going to have Halloween Kills this season, but anybody can go pick up, rent, stream, get the DVD for the original and enjoy that one. And Miss Jamie Lee Curtis also maybe participate in a parade that you're putting on this year. Let's talk about it.
Well, so we were talking obviously with Universal and everybody involved saying that it's, obviously so many young people are affected by COVID, both with their education, but really Halloween is such a moment for young people to be able to dress up and celebrate. And we thought, well, since they can't do it safely,
Are you guys going to partake in this? I think you should. Get your kids involved. I wonder what Jamie Lee Curtis thinks of the children's book by David Gordon Green. Kids can't watch Halloween. Here's David Gordon Green making a children's book.
If you go to my Instagram, which is Curtis Lee Jamie, all the instructions for how to upload a video of your person walking through the frame left to right in a vertical frame.
Yep.
And then we'll link them all together. So it'll be a long parade of costumed characters.
Cute.
And it's going to be a way for people to be able to still participate in Halloween.
I love, love, love that. And a way to celebrate it with you and to have a good time at home and have it be safe. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I would imagine, I'm actually going to bring it to you real quick, David, because
Yes?
I would imagine that you're very happy that Jake made that phone call.
The other David. Okay.
But it's also one of those situations
It's okay.
where I know you're going into the second one, like we are going to up the ante. We are going to make it even more intense.
Where the hell is
And
David
both
Gordon
you and
Green?
Jamie
Looks like
have
he's in
been
an
doing a
airport
great
hangar.
job in teasing us all of the blood we can expect. So you want to talk about how you're going to take it to the next level with Halloween Kills.
Tell us, David.
Absolutely. The way we look at it is that our 2018 film was just the setup. So with Halloween Kills, it's twice the thrills, it's 10 times the kills, it's ghosts from the past and
It's
skeletons
twice
in
the
the closet
thrills.
and all the
10
allure of
times the
Halloween
kills.
amplified. So I'm really excited. I look at it as
Writing
like
that down.
it's our Empire Strikes Back.
Oh! Oh,
my God.
David, that is some big shoes to fill, my man.
What you guys are trying to look to, it's definitely
no, he didn't.
History with the franchise. I think you know more than anyone the potential this thing has.
I can't even remember what the quote was now. I got so sidetracked from that statement.
You guys are making that very, I would say, easier this time because you're calling back some names that folks are going to be really familiar with. Kyle Richards is coming back. We're going to get the Tommy character, but with a new actor, Nancy Stevens, Diva. Talk about all the names you guys are bringing back for this next installment of Halloween.
Thing to say.
Well, I mean, one of my most sad.
Yeah, Malik is in the box. I guess he's just gotten a bit grayer since the last time I saw him.
Wonderful cast and crew that has sort of gotten their start in Halloween, and that's been, gosh, go over 42 years now. So when the first one was made, I was probably the same age as Kyle Richards was. But over the years, seeing just wonderful talent and people come out of this franchise. And we're really here talking about this because of the great Jamie Lee Curtis, John Carpenter, Deborah Hill, Irwin Yablans, my father. And they would, I know I can speak for them, they had no idea we'd be talking about this 42 years later.
No.
But it's really down to what David and Danny McBride and the writers have done, because we've always paid an homage or downright stolen from what John Carpenter did. But in this, the way they've woven these characters into this new film is just really amazing. It's really down to their script and David's directing. And I think it's going to be something so satisfying for the fans.
And even
Empire
more,
Strikes
this
Back.
is just the second course of a 3-course meal. So I know for a fact,
Yeah, what's going on with
we're
ends?
expecting Halloween Ends to happen. Bill, this was kind of conceived to be a 3.
Here comes
film
Bill
arc.
Block!
What can folks maybe expect? Maybe for like
Let's
this
listen to
whole
Bill
arc
Block.
by the time we get to the third one.
I mean, this is amazing.
These filmmakers, when this group here hit a home run on the first one, that sets a high bar to top, and God damn it, they did with the second one. It's quite excellent, even deeper, equally, if not more socially relevant too. And can't wait for everybody to see it. I think it will really speak to, its times. And then I just look at you all, too. Jackie, I'm the smallest part of this wonderful crew that, David, you've got to up it one, and Alec and Jason and Jamie one more time here for truly the final step in the journey of Michael Myers.
Bill Block
Well,
kind of has a
I
bit of
think we
a
all could agree that
gentlemanly
the fact that
Mr.
when we
Rogers
heard it was
vibe
coming
going.
back, we were excited. Then when it was
Love
successful,
hearing
even
Bill
more. And then when you all said, okay, oh, and by the way, it's a trilogy, like this is just bathing in riches. I know folks are okay with waiting for it because it's going to be really something that's
Everybody
worth.
hopes to that, to actually pull it off
Yeah.
at this level.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, tip to these guys.
Oh, he's getting into it now. He's
I think
leaning in. He's got his
And we're
Starbucks.
not just going to tell folks about it. David is also been so kind as
Well,
to go ahead and
thank
give
you.
us a little bit of teaser footage. So
Yes.
again, little amuse-bouche for the main event that we're going to get next year.
Oh, you mean that,
So,
David?
David, you want to set up this clip?
Here
for
we
us?
go. I'm sure it is.
It's hard to explain.
I'm a little
in
behind, folks. I'm a little behind. Fucking relax.
So I'll just say it's a little peekaboo at the breezy charmer we've got coming called Halloween Kills.
Next
Alright.
Halloween,
Ooh, nice
when the sun
cinematography.
sets
Looks nice.
and someone is alone, he kills.
There you go. There's 30 seconds. I told you it was going to be 30 seconds.
Okay.
Or I
Let me
said
just
I
go
wouldn't
ahead and
surprise me if
say,
it was 30 seconds.
Folks are going to be mad. We got some time, but Halloween next year, we're going to be excited for it. It's going to be in theaters. We're going to get to see all the sauce, as Miss Jamie Lee Curtis
The
tells
sauce.
us. All
Oh, the
blood,
sauce,
all
the blood.
gore.
It's
I'm
like
so
the
excited to
sauce.
see it. I think we're all not only expecting it, but just can't wait to watch it. I want to thank you guys so much for chatting. Again, folks, just have to wait till next year, 2021, to check
October
out
15th, 2021.
time. enjoy the originals, all the sequels, and we will see you guys next time. I want to thank you all again for watching, and have a great day.
Okay, bye, everybody. Bye. I think that's it, right? They're going to come back. And that's, yeah, special thanks. That's it. Hey, folks, that is it. That is Blumfest. As I said, I figured it was going to be the last thing they do. It was the last thing they did. What did you guys think of the clip? Comment below and let me know in the comment section after the show is done. I really want to know, of course. I will put a little time code if you want to listen to the whole thing, of course, and just watch me have it on in the background while you're working on homework or you're cleaning the place or, whatever the case is. You're more than welcome, obviously to do that. We've been going now for 2 hours here. I'm going to wrap this up here. I'll answer the last remaining super chats and then we will call it a day because I do have some things I need to do. I watched the clip. It's hard. My first impression thoughts was some of the cinematography that I'm seeing, I quite like. That's my first impression thought. It's a well cut, well put together 30-second teaser. It does what it needs to do. Again, it doesn't mean the movie's going to be any good. It doesn't mean the movie's going to be great. We know this. This is the point of marketing. This is the point of putting these things together. It's well produced, well cut, well put together. It's going to get you excited. I have no doubt that the vast majority of people that will be doing videos on YouTube talking about this clip, myself included, are going to tell you that, oh my God, it's amazing. It looks great. It gets me more amped up and more excited. And it certainly does do that. The quick cuts, you don't have really any major context of what's going on, but certainly it does get you excited. And David Gordon Green said it here on Blumfest. This is his Empire Strikes Back. That's how he's looking at it. So that tells me it's darker, right? It doesn't bode well for the protagonists, and it's going to end not very well for the protagonists, right? And then, of course, your third part is the redemption arc, is the one where you bring it all home, which of course would be Halloween Ends. I didn't really hear anything in here too much about Halloween Ends. Still really don't have any information. They may not have that information concrete and sealed of when that would be shooting. But watching the teaser live, it's what I expected it to be. Again, I said at the beginning of the show, wouldn't surprise me if it was 30 seconds. It all depends on how much you pack into that 30 seconds and the pace of the spot. The teaser from July was also 30 seconds, but of course, in this teaser, which is 30 seconds, you got more. So it all depends on what you're seeing. And I'm sure there's a lot there that people are going to lose their minds over, for sure. No doubt about it. Fascinating stuff indeed. Let's just quickly go over to the remaining super chats that I think there have been here. Or that there are here. Let me see here. Got that. Yes, got that. Oliver Mercer says, hey, Dave, have you seen the 2018 Amityville Murders film? If not, it's a good prequel. Have not seen it. I did see the trailer. Didn't look interesting to me. Kyle got that one. TMB says, Dave, one thing that puzzles me. I got that one. Mike Cornelius, thank you, Mike, says, hey, Dave, I'm wearing the same hat right now. Love it. Awesome, buddy. Love it. Cobra Dojo sends in a £5 super chat, says, this is what I'm talking about, Dave. We've spent thousands on the franchise over the years. We got a 30-second clip. They screwed us again. I don't think they did. I mean, again, I've been telling you. And it's not because I have, again, if you understand how these things work, the probability of getting a full-length theatrical trailer right now was next to nothing. I told you that 2 or 3 days ago. I've been telling you that for months, that you're not going to get a trailer in October. I told you that. Now, will you get something else? Maybe on Halloween? Maybe they'd be maybe, but you're not going to get a trailer. You didn't get a poster. Will you still get a poster between now and Halloween? Maybe, but the probability of the poster and the trailer was very low. I've been telling you, temper your expectations. I told you that on Twitter 2 or 3 days ago. I said, temper your expectations. The probability of a full-length theatrical trailer is low. However, you will probably get something. And then, of course, my source reached out to me and said, there is going to be a little more. And we talked about that on the show the other day. And I said that, yes, I'm interpreting that as a little more, like a teaser, a sizzle reel, something, 30 seconds, maybe a minute, right? And sure enough, it was this. And this doesn't surprise. I'm not disappointed in the slightest. I'm not disappointed in the slightest because this is exactly what I expected them to do. It's going to be all over the place. You're going to be watching it over and over and over again. And it's perfect It shows you more than what they showed in July. I even said to you at the beginning of the show, I said that that it will probably be something that will give you a sense of what to expect, the vibe of what to expect, right? The energy of what to expect. And that's what we got. That's what we got. And it's not, I don't say that in a braggadocious way. I say that because I'm just reaffirming that this is why I tell you to temper your expectations. This is why I tell you certain things, because I don't want you guys to then go, well, that's it. That I don't know who in there. Again, it doesn't surprise me. I'm not disappointed. I think what you got was great. And you know you're going to watch it 55 times as well. That's just the way it is. Listen, folks, I've been going here for quite some time. That is going to wrap it up for me. I think I will probably do a standalone video talking about it as well. I'll probably do that this afternoon, upload it where pretty much what I've been talking about here at the end of the stream will also have its own video as well. I think that's fair to do it. We'll maybe do a bit of a reaction to it as well. Just give me some time to do that so I can compartmentalize my thoughts in like a 5-10 minute video. But this video hopefully will stay up for you to watch the whole thing and my reaction to some of the stuff, because sometimes it's nice to have these shows up on, in the background and all that kind of jazz as well. Thanks to my moderators, of course, Frank Riker, Tabitha Short, and Darren Sands for doing what you guys do. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate you guys doing this very much so. And that is going to, let me just get out of this here. That is going to do it for me here on this episode 118. What is the day? Today's Thursday. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 119 of McRae Live, unless something pops up that is out of my control. You guys are amazing. Thank you for tuning in, and look out for my standalone video on this teaser later today. In the meantime and in between time, I will talk to you guys soon. Cheers.